Hi guys, I'm back again. A little bit ago, a couple of weeks ago, I did a update on my mental health, and as a part of that, itchy nose, I realised there was something that I felt really needed to be said, and that I didn't say at the time, and that I thought was really important, and that is the thing that we should be teaching our children. And that is, and I think it's incredibly important that this is something that should always be taught to children from a really young age. I think it should be taught in schools. I think it should be taught by parents to their kids. And that is, if somebody, anybody, does something to you that you don't like, or that makes you uncomfortable, or hurts you, and then they say to you, this will just be our little secret. Or if they say to you, don't tell anybody, they won't believe you anyway. Or they say, if you tell somebody, I'm going to hurt you or your family. You go and you tell somebody straight away. They're trying to control you. They're trying to make you scared. And the only reason you would ever say that to somebody is if you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. So I think parents out there, you should teach your kids. If somebody says to you, this is our little secret, you bloody well, you run as fast as you can and you tell somebody that you trust. Because nobody is ever going to ask you to keep a secret of a bad thing unless it's a bad thing. I mean, yeah, sometimes people say keep a secret. It'll be about something really good, though, that other people are going to like. You know, like, don't tell somebody about their surprise birthday party. That's completely different. We're talking about somebody doing something, and it doesn't matter whether they're an adult or another child or a family member. If somebody is doing something to you that you don't like or makes you uncomfortable and then tells you to keep it a secret, they're doing something wrong. They're doing something bad. And you should go say something. You should tell somebody. And if somebody doesn't believe you, then you go find someone else to tell. And parents, if your kids come up to you and they say, somebody told me to keep a secret about this, but I think it was wrong to keep a secret, and then they tell you something, listen to them. I know sometimes kids make stuff up because they want attention or whatever. But frankly, not believing your child when they say somebody has done something bad to them is just as damaging as the bad thing that happened to them. And I say this from experience. It is just as damaging not to believe them, to tell them that they're wrong or that they misinterpreted it, or that they're out and out lying. And abusers use the natural desire of human beings not to want bad stuff to happen as a way of controlling the people they're abusing. They'll tell them that nobody will believe them, and then your child will come up and they'll say something to you and you won't believe them, and you just helped that abuser out with your child. And frankly, the same applies in other relationships where somebody's don't tell anybody, nobody will believe you. If somebody's doing something to you that you don't like, you should say something. Nobody deserves to live in fear. Ooh, fly. Nobody deserves to feel helpless or powerless in a relationship with somebody else. Nobody deserves that. And you should, and I know it's hard. I know it's hard to say something. I know it's hard to walk away from a situation like that. I know all that stuff. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. And I'm not trying to be flippant or anything. But there are people out there who will help you. And it's important. So parents, sit your kids down and talk to them and say to them that nobody has the right to make you uncomfortable. Nobody has the right to hurt you. And nobody has the right to do those things and then tell you to lie about it or hide it. Tell your kids that if something happens like that, they can come talk to you about it, and you will listen to them and you will help them. Make sure that they know that there is a time for keeping secrets, but when somebody is hurting you, that is not one of the times. When somebody is making you uncomfortable, that is not one of the times. When somebody is doing something bad, that is not one of the times. Make sure your kids understand this, because making your kid understand this can be the difference between them having one slightly unpleasant experience or years of unpleasant experience. Most abusers don't start out full on. They work up to it. They take it in degrees. And they start out really early saying, this will be our little secret. I know from my experience, it started out as something that wasn't even a physical thing, it was more a mental thing. And for me, it started out being shown pornographic material. And this will just be our little secret. If I had known then that I should say something, it might have stopped all the stuff that came out of that after it. Maybe it wouldn't have. There's a pretty good chance it would have, though, because people would have known what he was doing. But I didn't say anything because I was taught that when you get told to do something, that you should do it. Well, you know what, sometimes that's wrong. Especially if it's a secret like that. And, you know, that stuff made me really uncomfortable. If I had known that I should just go tell my mum, things might have been different. So, educate your children, empower them, let them know that, you know, it's okay to say something. If you're being made unhappy or uncomfortable or you're being hurt, say something, regardless of what that person says to you. Regardless if that person says, keep it a secret, or nobody will believe you, or I'm going to hurt you or your family. Go say something. And yeah, I really hope that somebody benefits from this, and one less child, one less person is hurt because of those who would seek to hurt or do harm to people who are defenseless in a lot of cases. So, yeah. Until next time, see ya.